Hey, welcome to ComeonyespursTV, where we talk about everything Tottenham. Today we are on 90 Minutes Unplugged, the aftermath of the match between Newcastle and Tottenham at St James's Park. Not the outcome a lot of Spurs fans were looking for. The scoreline, Newcastle 2, Tottenham 1. So many questions about that match, so many comments, so many things to look at. I mean, I would love to hear from you guys. If you're here for the first time before we go into things, I'd love to hear from you. This is Soji, and my co-host Chuma is not here today, but I'll be joined by some others a little bit later on. But before we go on, come on, you Spurs. Welcome back. Newcastle 2, Tottenham 1. First thoughts. Does anybody think that was a fair scoreline, given how the game played out and the number of opportunities and chances that Tottenham created in that match, and they didn't take? And the thing that hits me the most, if you like, is the comment from the commentators on the match and the pundits. I mean, he said something along the lines of how Tottenham, how Newcastle won that game will still baffle them. Is it a comment you agree with? Is it a comment you align with? Let me hear from you. This is Common Use Spurs TV on the live stream. We're going to be looking at all of the talking points in that match, the key moments, and of course the goals. We'll analyze each and every one of those goals in the course of this program. But this is your program. I'd love to hear from you wherever you're watching this from. Like I said, if you're here for the first time, subscribe, like, and share the channel with anyone that you think would love this. More than anything else, I'd love to hear from you. Right. So for me, before we even look at the game itself, let's look at how Tottenham lined up in this game. We lined up with Cario in goal, Pedro Porro on the right, and on the left hand side we had Pedro Porro on the right. Next to him was Romero, and then next to Romero was Dragosin, and next to Dragosin was young man Destiny Doje. Now, middle started with Bissouma and Sarr, who were later replaced by Beckville and Bentancur. But I'll come to those two in a minute because of this review. Now, and then up front we had Kulusevski, Madison, and Odeba and Son. Yeah, so overall, the first few minutes of the game, if you like, Newcastle appeared to be dominant, and they had 4 shots on goal in the course of that first 25 minutes. But after first 20 minutes rather, after that it was all Tottenham. Tottenham had about eight shots on goal in that time, and about 2-3 on target. The keeper was forced into saves several times, and one especially from Pape Matissa. He had to push onto the corner, and then there was another opportunity that Sarr again had was shot straight at him. So that was a bit more of a comfortable save for him. Now, looking at this match, a lot of people would say that Tottenham dominated but failed to come up with the results. And time and time again, it's been what a lot of people would say has been a bugbear, if you like, not having that final touch, the key areas to put away opponents. looking at the game today, I mean, even if I'm being negative, I would say that probably didn't, deserve something after that game. That's even me being negative. But, I mean, it tells you how much effort they put into that game. Just didn't come up with the end result that would have given us the outcome that we're looking for. And in games like this, if you don't take your chances and opportunities, you're gonna get punished. And punished, we got punished today, and it wasn't a great look. Um, you have people who would point to the fact that we play high line, and because we play high line, we're bound to get caught on the counter attack, and a lot of teams will sit deep and hope that the counter on the counter, and that happened today in the match as Isaac and Kelly broke away and managed to get ahead of Udogie and the rest of guys running back because they were, I think, they played a very high line up to the center up to the center of the circle, if you like, but no one was tracking any of the runners. Liverpool seemed to have scored in the match against Man U, and Alexander Arnold with the opener there. Yeah, if you're watching that game. So yeah, I mean, but listen, coming back to our game, if we don't take your opportunities and chances, you will get slaughtered, and that's what happened to us today, in my view, because we had tons and tons of opportunity. There was a time when Odegaard was in on goal, got a fantastic pass in from Johnson, and one reason or the other, he just guided. Johnson was open on goal. He beat his man very cleanly. He couldn't come back with his left foot, which is a bit of a shame, considering how much we made in terms of chances and opportunities for them. Hey, um, we'll look back and hopefully, yes, we'll yeah. So yeah, that was reviewing that goal. That Alexander Arnold scored. I'm just having a quick look at it on the monitors here. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you're following us, I'd love to hear from you what your comments are on how you felt the match went and what we did and all of that. Oh, the goal has been chalked up for offside. Oh my god. What a shame. Right. So Man United with the sorry, Liverpool there with the fast start in the match. Against Man U at Old Trafford. Yeah. Right. So back to our match. All right. So I don't. I mean, some would say that um, Newcastle pulled up a huge bit of resilience, and like it was like a snatch and grab type victory for them. Up to them, they did that. Can't argue with that. But honestly, I can't really slam our efforts in that match because we played really well in many key moments in that match, and it's just a shame that we didn't have that clinical finish to match the efforts in the match. But I mean, like I said to you, it's one of these matches when you you don't take your opportunities, chances are that the opponent will um, bite you, and bite us. It did, and yeah, so it's one of these. You want a different outcome um, to support your efforts, but honestly, um, I think it's just one of those. What might call it bad day at the office or unlucky. It's only third game in the season. Is this a precursor of how things are going to be over the course of the season? I don't know. I mean, I'd love to hear from you. Is it just the fact that we're not that good, or we have too high an expectation of ourselves? If that's the case, what does that mean for us going forward to the rest of the season? Because if we played that well and we haven't had anything to show for it, that has got to be a worry. For us from a from a what am I going to say? From a strategic perspective for the whole team. Now, we Ange has this system where, of course, you have inverting backs, who come in. And today, I think if you look at the first goal, I mean, that Newcastle scored, um, replay showed that maybe Romero was, a little bit at fault in the sense that he didn't quite pay attention, or he went to sleep a little bit by going on an attempt to press against Newcastle, which it didn't pay off and left his position exposed. I think he left. I can't remember who was there. Was this Kulusevski or Madison? One of the midfielders, and they just didn't were caught ball watching and have a ban stolen with a very nice finish to keep them 1-0 ahead. But that goal totally what you might call against the run of play, because Tottenham had all the possession. But in this game, it's not about possession, it's about number of times you put the ball in the net. And we didn't put the ball in the net enough time. So, I mean, that is something Ange has got to work on the training ground to ensure that we are a lot more clinical. And I mean, if you go back to last season, some will say that have we learned our lessons over the course of the last season and now, because we're conceding very, very similar sort of goals. The second goal was a classic counter attack. We lost the ball very, very briefly in the midfield, and Bruno Guimaraes picked out an amazing pass in the middle of the park, found Kelly, who was running, and just passed on to Isaac for a tap in. So it wasn't a pleasant goal to concede from a Tottenham perspective. From a Newcastle perspective, of course, it was really good. But hey, that's football for you. Don't take the opportunities, the chances are, because people are going to get chances over the course of the match. You can't say that another team not have opportunities. The question is how to deal with those opportunities when it comes to them. We didn't take our chances. We had more than enough opportunities to score 4 or 5 goals in that match, and I guess it wasn't to be. I'm hoping, praying that by the time we come up to the North London Derby, which, of course, as we all know, is such a crucial match from a fan's perspective, and it's going to be our next match after the international break. Hopefully, we'll have some of our strikers back, one if not two. Solanke will be back. Richie will also be back, and that will give Ange a selection headache, and that's sort of a headache that any manager will want to have, So yeah, I think don't look back, look forward. 4 points from 3 matches. It's only the start of the season, so there's still a big long way to go for the rest of the season. But yeah, it's not a great outcome. We'll be disappointed, but not what's that thing called? But encouraged by the way that we played, the way we acquitted ourselves. The only thing that would maybe disappoint us is how clinical our finish was. We needed to have been a lot more clinical than well that match, and it's not it wasn't a good show from that perspective. Now, look at the performance of each of the players that played today. I thought Pedro played really well. He had some opportunities to shoot first half, and he didn't kind of put them just wide of goal a few times, and shot wide another time. But I think he got a couple of the shots were blocked as well. Now, but he linked up play very, very well with Odegaard Odegaard wasn't on the left. He linked up play with Kulu on the right hand side, and Son as well. But I think for me, on our side, Madison played an extremely really good game. He just didn't have enough goals to show for it for our efforts today. if I'm going to award marks out of 10 for our players, in terms of how they did, Cario probably didn't have a lot to do today. Apart from pick ball out of the net, times that he was beaten, which is such a shame, But he did everything. He did. Whatever he had to do, he had to do. He did okay. There was a particular point in the match when I felt he should have been a lot more commanding when a corner came through, but he managed to escape unscathed at that point. But we just need that clinical edge to us that we don't seem to have at this point in time. We need to find, that even if for some reason Son was really anonymous today. I don't know why, but didn't really have much. It didn't really impact the game as much as I'd loved him to. I don't know if he was playing was the issue, or the fact that he never really had any clear opportunities to express himself in the course of the match. But overall, I thought the team did very very well. As in the whole team. But if you look at the guys occupy the middle, Bissouma and Sarr, in the first half, they seem to be like in total control. Bissouma gave away a yellow card, and so did gave away a foul that led to a yellow card, and so did Sarr. I think Sarr got replaced in the second half, but I think he gave a reasonably good account of himself, given what he was tasked with, and the fact that I think he had 2 efforts on goal today, which decent enough efforts. One of them would have been, I think, if he had sort of, I don't know if the word calm down is a word, or just sort of been a little bit more unhurried, if you like. He had more than enough time to choose his spots. I thought he thought where he was, he felt that he might have been closed down very, very quickly. So that it took probably a bit of a snapshot, which didn't have as much power as it should have had, So there was that element of Sar's game. I was saying during the match that I felt that Sar was consciously upping his game, given the fact that he'd been subject of criticism over the course of first few games or first couple of games in the season, and he hadn't really acquitted himself that well in the close season. Now, having said that, I thought he came out playing very, very well today. He was starting to tackles. He gave away. He passed very well, and he was really, very, really good in what he was doing. So I thought that was a good effort from him. I was disappointed that we didn't see Archie Gray come on today. Bergvall came in for a cameo towards the end alongside Bentancur. But I think even the way the game was going, the Gaffer probably had no choice but to bring them on at the time that he did, because truth be told, the guys who were on the pitch were doing the business. They were pressing. We had like an amazing pressing machine. That pressing machine was what led to the goal that we scored. Looking at the goal again, you saw that. Brennan Johnson had to adjust his body to even get that effort in, which Brennan was trying to clear, and then obviously cleared into his own nets because he was awkwardly positioned. But take nothing away from the effort as well to get us into that position in the first place. Yeah. So I'm happy the way things turned out. Well, not turned out in the sense of the scoreline, but I'm happy that we gave a very good account of ourselves. The effort was really, really top notch. I can't fault the effort of the guys. If we look at, I was trying to say that let's see what sort of marks would be awarded for those that took part in that match. First off, we had Carrier and goal. He had not much to do. I mean, he had to do. He did reasonably well. I'll probably give him a 7/10 for his effort in that match. Pedro Porro, I would look at giving him about 7 as well, and for his efforts. Calls coming through. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I need to sort of on a what's the word on a podcast. If you just give me a few seconds, that's the stories of live podcast. I'll call you later. Yeah. So that's yeah. So for me, I'm happy with the performance. Not obviously not pleased with the results. How can we do better in the coming months? You know, I was reviewing the performances of the players. I think I'll give Poro a 7 for his efforts today. For um, Romero, Romero, I think he had one effort ruled out offside. He put ball in the net first half. I would have taken us 1-0 up, but he was clearly offside, so that ball would not counted. But he was right there to put the ball home from pressure that we were mounting. We kind of put a lot of pressure on Newcastle. The pressing was absolutely phenomenal. You know, it just unfortunately, like I said, didn't result in goals that we're looking for. Having said that, it's pleasing to see what we kind of placed ourselves in those positions in the match. Now, coming back to Romero, I think I would probably give him a 6 for his performance. Um, for Dragosin, for me, absolutely fantastic key moments today. There was a point when I think Isaac broke away and he got back in and put in a tremendous tackle, you know, which was just really top notch. I thought he might have given away a penalty, but on close inspection, if you look at the replay, he just managed to nick the ball away from Isaac before he pulled the trigger. That was quite pleasing from our perspective. Um, and then Udogie, Udogie for me doesn't seem to have been back to his best like he was last season. Maybe it was the injury or the long layoff. But I think he needs a few more matches to be fully match fit. You know, and yeah, I think that more minutes under his belt would be beneficial for him. Um, but he hasn't um, he hasn't had a chance to well, he hasn't really been at his best. He's giving away the balls in key positions, and look at the goal today. I think he slipped and fell um, from the trying to track back, um, tackle Kelly, and Kelly had an open opportunity to pass the ball to Isaac, so which kind of just led to an easy goal. So that for me wasn't that great from Udoge's perspective. I'll probably give Udoge a 5.5, 6 for his performance. Middle of the park, I thought Bisuma and Salah gave good account of himself. Salah for the small time he was there, which is first half. I thought he did very well. Someone says toxic headshot. I wonder who that is. Big up, bro. Big you up too. All right. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for leave your comments and your thoughts. Like this, and of course share with folks that you think would love this as well. Yeah. Come on, Spurs TV, where we talk about everything Tottenham. Of course, we talk about football as well, but hey, it's mainly Tottenham based. So yeah, so we have that bias, and Make no bones about it. Anyway, as I was saying, you also have this middle of the park where we're talking about Bissouma and Sarr. Yes, I thought Sarr gave a good account of himself before he went off. I would have given him a 7. He had 2 efforts on goal. I think 1 effort blocked as well, so which was quite encouraging. Yeah, Bissouma, I thought Bissouma played really well. In sections today. I mean, he had time he came out of a press and left 2 Newcastle players for dead. That was is very, very, very good, very good. So Ange is the dead man walking. What makes you say that? I mean, I would love to hear from you. I mean, is it because we lost today? I mean, I don't think for me it's just a match. We just won one loss. I mean, the beat season has barely started, and I thought they gave a good account of themselves today, like I said. And yeah, it will be interesting to see what your point of view is and why you say Ange dead man walking. Let's hear from you. Toxic headshot, yeah? No? Anyway, we'll wait for you. Yeah, so we'll wait for you to respond to that. Anyway, yeah, I know that the fan base have differences of opinion as to um, how things are at the moment, and I guess when a team loses a match, the noise you hear from most fans or a lot of the fans is always negative, which is understandable. Nobody likes to lose, and rightly so. If you lose in a disgraceful fashion, you don't put in an effort. You don't, you're not seen to be like, um, you know, even creating opportunities. It creates that frustration for your what's the word, for those who may be watching. So I mean, for us, I just thought that we didn't take our opportunities today is reflective, not of the tactics, but it's just, I think, one of those, maybe a bit unlucky, or if you like, on the day, or we just weren't clinical enough. It's, I think, the mix of both. I think Folabi is joining us on this one. Where's Folabi? I got the wrong one here. I got the wrong one. What I'm looking for. Folabi, how are you? We can barely see your face though. Can you hear us? I can't
I
hear you,
can hear
Folabi.
you.
Aha. Yeah,
Oh,
I
this one.
was I was saying about we didn't take our opportunities today, and I was trying to analyze the players. I think I got to the point where I just given Bissouma and Sarr 7 each. You didn't see much of Bissouma and Sarr in the first half, so you probably wouldn't have been in a good position to assess their contribution to the game. But from what you saw
No.
in the second half, I think we're now up to Chesky. How would you rate his performance?
Well, I didn't really watch the game. The only thing I was talking with you, I just started watching the game basically, and then they scored. And then, to be candid and truthful with you, um, we lost. We weren't. You said that were pressurizing them. After they scored, we couldn't even get hold of the ball, and even when we got hold of the ball, we couldn't keep the ball. So really, there was nothing to be judging. All I saw a lot of Cuckoo coming back, Kulusevski coming back to defend. I saw a lot of Johnson messing up as usual. Well, I mean, not messing up, but crossing either late or not just getting the ball across into the penalty box. There was a time I did see, and we both commented on it, that he could have released Son a lot earlier when he
Yeah,
had the
yeah.
ball, instead
That
of
that
instead of
that
trying
that
to
was
go all the
critical.
way down.
Yeah,
Hmm?
I said that was that
Yeah,
was a
instead of
critical
go.
point in the match, if you like. Yeah,
That was a critical point. That was a critical point. I have an issue with Johnson because one, his finishing element of the game, either crossing or shooting, is very poor, and
Yeah.
two, his reading of the game is also very poor. You know, that part. I mean, if somebody that read the game, another clinical player would have just given the ball. You don't always need to go all the way to the byline to cross the ball.
Yeah.
He could have given the ball straight to Son and continued his own run. Son would have had options on
Yeah,
either side
some would have
to
actually
give.
been in on goal at the time, because if you let the ball
Yeah, it would have been on goal,
at that point, yeah, it was in on goal. He just failed to just spot that run
and he
at the
was on
key
his own.
moments.
He was on his own,
Yeah,
and
because
it wasn't
there
a
was an
difficult
overload, wasn't
pass.
there? I mean, we had about three against two at that point in time.
Yep, and it wasn't. It wouldn't have been a difficult pass to have made.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been a difficult pass to have made. It was just Johnson just not reading the game. That was a very critical, because that would have given us the opportunity to have leveled and come back to 2-2, which would have made a big difference.
Now, looking at where I said, I mean, in terms of if you're going to award marks for performance, I mean, what would you have awarded Johnson today? Marks out of 10.
From what I saw, you don't want to ask me. From what I saw, I didn't watch the whole game, as I said, but from the snips I saw of Johnson today, I honestly think I would have probably given him a 4. No, I'm being
Yeah,
serious now.
yeah, I hear you, but
because
did you see the
because
goal?
there was some serious errors that he made,
Yeah,
that better decisioning, would have put us in a much better position. It's all about reading the game and decision making, and he actually is. That's another thing. He's very poor on decision making. He's
did you
poor
see the
on
goal though?
decision making.
Our goal.
I didn't see the goal. I
Oh
told you
wow,
I only
okay.
came in.
Yeah, I mean that
I
was
only came
Johnson's.
in.
That was from Johnson's pressure. He actually did well actually to get into the position to put what's it under pressure, Burn to put the ball in the net. That was a good bit of play from on his part. I applaud that effort, because he had to turn at a very very awkward angle to get the ball across, and Burn was trying to get the ball out, and then he obviously played into his own net, which from our perspective was a good effort from Newcastle. Probably a poor goal to concede, but yeah, that was that was that. I would probably give Johnson probably a 6, but it just could have done a lot better in some key moments in that match. Could have done a lot better. Um, Madison. Now I thought Madison was probably our best player today, in terms of creating openings, and just vision, his passing, his movements, and his just all round play was just really good, really good. I mean, I would
Okay.
have given Madison an 8 out of 10. I mean, for what you saw in the second half that you saw him, how did you think he performed?
No, the only decent was that shot on target that he had, which
Yeah,
it wasn't as difficult to save. It was a right high keep. It was quite an easy. It was quite an no, nothing is ever easy in football, but it was relatively comfortable for the keeper.
and Liverpool have scored.
Yeah, Liverpool. The first one was disallowed, right?
Yeah, there's header. Liverpool go ahead at the match at Old Trafford. Casemiro will be kicking himself with that one.
Who?
Casemiro will be kicking himself with that one,
Well, he is.
because he gave the ball away. That led to the
He is. You see, this is what I'm talking about. It was a casual pass from Casemiro. He was trying to play
Us.
one touch, but it was one touch pass, but it was a careless pass. And Casemiro is much better than that. But all in all, you said we didn't take our chances. It's becoming to be a pattern. We didn't take our chances in the first game against Leicester. It's becoming a pattern for this team that you know, we didn't take our chances in the first game against Leicester. That's how we drew. Today we didn't take our chances, and that's how we lost. No. I don't know what we're gonna do. We need a.
What would you say?
Pardon?
What did you say is the solution? Because first match we didn't take our chances because I don't know what happened. We had a striker on. You know, he was new. He had a few opportunities. He didn't score. Got injured. Second match we took a lot more of our chances. We scored 4 goals in that match, and which obviously was a better performance or outcome if you like. It was the same level of performance, if you like, but it just was much more clinical in terms of goal opportunities being put away. Now today, I actually thought we played better than we played against Everton, you know, but we just didn't take it, you know. So it's one of these. I don't know how are we going to sort of deal with this situation. I mean, is it
well,
you need
players that you need players that will take the chances. Johnson is not one. That's for starters.
Okay.
Johnson is not one. That's for starters. You know, even against Leicester, he had a couple of clean chances. He just flopped them all both. You know, Johnson is not one. You can't just be relying everything on Sonny Boy. You know, and then Warner does it well. We know Warner. He just runs up and down the field. That's when he's not offside. You know, he doesn't. He's not a clinical finisher either. You know, and then Cuckoo, unfortunately, does score some goals, but he's too known just left foot, and but he does score. At least he scores some goals, even though everybody knows he's going to go to without his left foot. He still does score some goals. What we've got to do is we've got to get some goals coming in from some of our midfield players. That's for sure.
And they had efforts on goal. To be fair, I mean, it wasn't for lack of efforts. I mean, they had some saves from keeper.
Yeah, but efforts don't win. Efforts don't win you games.
Yeah.
Efforts don't win you games. Goals win you games.
Absolutely.
Well, you said that we pressured them, we hammered them, we did this to them, but we still lost.
I know, right?
That's the bottom line.
Not pleasant from our perspective, you know.
Yeah.
Overall, I mean, from a tactical perspective, a lot of people will tell you that look, I mean, Ange, we keep considering the same type of goals. This was from a breakaway from Newcastle, and well, of course, some will say because we're keeping the high line, but it's a bit of catch-22 in the sense that the only reason why we play so well and we press so hard is because we play high line and keep our foot on the throat of the opponent. So if we don't make those efforts count, then it becomes how do I put it now? Something that harms us in the end, because if we, I mean, it's like you cut 22 in the sense that you want your efforts to how do I put it count, and you want to sort of press your opponents right up the pitch, and you press your opponents right up the pitch. That means you got to keep a high line. So it's having to strike that balance nicely to ensure that when you're pressing, you prevent transitions effectively. And I think we missed Van der Ven's speed today in that regard. You know, I think that speed thing would have caught that speed thing will have caught what's this guy will have enabled us maybe Van de Ven catch up with the Kelly when they broke away today, but for some reason Udogie slipped and he just couldn't put in the tackle. You know, there's a point when what's his name, Dragusin was in a similar position in the first half, and he just he put in a fantastic tackle to prevent Isaac from shooting. You know, so I guess you're gonna have plenty of last ditch type defending when you play Highland like we do. I just said that we don't concede that many goals, but we conceded goals already this season. 2 so far out of 3 games, 1 clean sheet. But yeah, I mean, we hope that over the next rest of the season, see improvement in how we acquit ourselves, things like this. You know, because we've gone away, what, 35 efforts on goal today. 35. Can you believe that? You know?
Was it 35? Last time I counted, it was, well, then they put it up, it was 20. I don't know how it quickly went to 35.
Hold on, that's what people were telling us. Let me just make sure on the.
Nah, it wasn't up to 35.
Let's have a look. I'm seeing.
Last time when Sky put it up.
What BBC are telling us? Hold on one second. Let me just have a quick look and we confirm that. But we had a lot of effort on goal. I mean, you know, without a doubt.
Last time Sky put it up, it was 20, and it was 6 on target.
Right, 1 second. But 20 is still a lot of effort on goal away from home.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Liverpool have scored again.
And you only score 1 goal.
Liverpool have scored again. There's double.
Yep. And you only score 1 goal with 20 shots on target.
And it wasn't an own goal.
And it was even an own goal.
I know, right? That's football for you, right?
Casemiro again.
Oh, 20, you're right. Sorry, 20 shots, sorry. Sorry, not 30, not 35. 20 shots on target. They had 9 shots. They had 3 on targets, 2 goals. We had 6 on targets. And, yeah. Yeah, there you go. So it's about taking your opportunities when they come. We didn't take ours, you know, and we are where we are.
Yep.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give the whole team?
I can't because I only saw a quarter of the game.
Yeah,
I only saw it basically from when they scored.
10 for effort today, you know.
I only saw it basically. I only started watching from
8 or 9. But
pardon?
If you don't put, I said I would have given the team about 7 or 8 today for their effort today. But if they scored and obviously were a lot more clinical, they'll probably end up being 8 or 9 out of 10. You know. Hey, there you go. If you don't take opportunities, that's what happens to you.
Exactly.
TV. Like I said, thank you for watching. If you're watching us live, let's leave your name and let's hear from you. Let's hear your comments. Someone said Ange Postecoglou will be a dead man walking. It's a dead man walking, unfortunately. And some people have said that he'll be gone by Christmas. do you agree with that?
They said what?
That he'll be gone by Christmas.
If he continues this nonsense.
Yeah, I guess the truth of the matter is that everybody what's the word? I mean, like, you know, football is a results game. If you don't get the results, I mean, people are going to smash you all over the place. And
it's results orientated. It's results orientated. It's all about results.
Absolutely. No matter how well you
goals
play,
give you results.
Don't put your goals away. You're going to have
goals give you results.
Absolutely. Guys,
not efforts and not talking make all the time.
Absolutely. Um, it's been fantastic having you today. You know, Newcastle obviously put us to the sword today and we paid dearly for not taking our opportunities, like I said during the game. But I mean, some will
Yeah.
question Angie's tactics, you know, in terms of saying us playing
Well, to
high
me, it
line
seems as if
and
to me it just seems as if he's just adamant that we will just only play one way. To me, he's just adamant that we will only play one way, one system, one system. You've got to interchange. You can't just constantly just say that the team would only play one way no matter what. It's just not there. And when some players are not giving you the required individual results, you can't constantly just be playing them. You just can't constantly be playing them. You know, it's amazing how some of these managers are so stubborn in their ways. You know, it's not only Big Hang, it's many of them. They're all just so stubborn in their ways that, you know, they must stick to their own whatever it is. Even at the determinant of the team and the possible and the risk of losing their own jobs, they're still ready to stick to their own ways.
I guess a lot of them
That's
believe
that
that that's
stubborn.
whatever got them to wherever they are is whatever the way we were playing. So, and that would justify them playing the way they played. Anyway, yeah, I would love to hear from you if you're watching this and your comments about the match. It would be lovely to see what you think. Man United are 2-0 down at home to Liverpool. And Liverpool have had a good start to the season under Arne Slot. To think that we were going for Arne Slot and he kind of used us to get a pay rise from Feyenoord when we
Can you
appointed Ange. But I mean, I'm happy with Ange so far. I can't even complain at all. I think we played very well today. It just had the results, but this thing happen in football, and it can only get better. It can only get better in my view. That's my position anyway. And if you have contrary views or different perspective, we'd love to hear from you. How do you think Tottenham played today? Did we play well? And if we played well, do you think we deserved a lot more from that game than we ended up having? Or did Newcastle just ride their luck and come out on top? And
right?
is Newcastle that good a team that they can sort of, you know, what's the word? Overcome almost like ceaseless pressure. We had what 65% possession the match, which quite lots considering that we were playing away from home, you know, and Newcastle just kind of set themselves up in a way that to make life so difficult for us. I guess some people say that's what you've got to do, you know, 66% possession, you know, and yeah, it was we kind of like packed ourselves in the half throughout the match. But like I said, only goals count. Only goals that count in matches. No matter how well you play, but nobody cares. What they look at is the results, and it's a result-oriented game. And we hope to get better results next time. And what a better way or better place than the North London Derby to make an effort to what's the word have a right bit of redemption story, you know, in terms of a how we played so far this season, two how we've kind of played well, but not actually, you know, putting teams to the sword. We're able to put our neighbors to the sword and potential title contenders to the sword. You can be sure that the whole narrative of vibe will change very, very quickly, which is the thing with fans, which is with fans that if you win your game, you're a genius. If you don't win, you're a plonker. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This is ComeonyespursTV. Leave your likes, leave your comments, and share this with those who are in your network. In the meantime, come on, you Spurs. Thank you so much. Take care, for love you.
God bless you. Have a wonderful week.
And you as well. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.